even without motivation. Read that again. Because most people have it backwards. They think strength is feeling motivated every day, feeling inspired, feeling ready. But that's not strength. That's comfort. Real strength begins the day motivation disappears. The day you wake up tired. The day your heart feels heavy. The day nothing is going your way, and you keep moving anyway. I've seen storms destroy ships. I've seen dreams collapse. I've seen people lose everything they worked for. And almost every time, the battle wasn't against the world. It was against themselves. Against doubt. Against fear. Against the voice saying, "Just quit." Maybe you know that voice. The one that appears when nobody is watching. The one that whispers when you're exhausted. The one that asks, "What's the point?" That's the moment that matters. Not when you're excited. Not when you're winning. Not when everyone believes in you. The moment when you have every reason to stop and choose to continue. Because that's where strength is born. Not in comfort. In resistance. Not in easy days. In hard ones. So before this video ends, I want you to think about something. When motivation leaves, who are you without it? Because your answer to that question will determine how far you go in life. The days when you're fighting a battle nobody can see. The days when your smile is fake. Your energy is gone. And your mind feels heavier than your body. Those are the days that test you. Not because life becomes difficult. Because you become tired. Tired of trying. Tired of waiting. Tired of believing. Maybe you've been there, working hard and seeing no results. Giving your best and being ignored. Trusting people and getting betrayed. Loving people and losing them. You start asking questions. Why me? Why now? How much more do I have to endure? And the scary part is, sometimes there are no answers. Life doesn't explain itself. It doesn't tell you why things happen. It just keeps moving. That's what makes hard times so painful. You don't just lose things. You lose certainty. You lose confidence. You lose the version of yourself that thought everything would work out. Then loneliness arrives. Not because nobody is around, because nobody understands. You carry your struggles in silence. You keep showing up, keep working, keep pretending you're okay. While inside, you're exhausted, and that's where many people break. Not from one big failure, from 1,000 small disappointments, 1,000 moments where life didn't go the way they hoped, 1,000 moments where quitting seemed easier than continuing. That's the reality of growth. It's not always exciting, it's not always inspiring. Most of the time, it's lonely. Most of the time, it's uncomfortable. Most of the time, it feels like you're moving through darkness with no guarantee you'll ever reach the light. But that's the price of becoming stronger than your circumstances. The price of becoming someone who can survive storms instead of being destroyed by them. And every strong person you admire has paid that price. The question is, are you willing to pay it too? Motivation is unreliable. One day, it's there. The next day, it's gone. And if your entire life depends on motivation, your progress will disappear with it. Most people think strong people feel different. They don't. They feel the same fear, the same doubt, the same exhaustion. The difference is simple. They don't obey those feelings. That's the dark truth. Your feelings are not always your friends. Sometimes your mind tells you to quit when you're one step away from growth. Sometimes your emotions tell you to stop when your future is being built. Sometimes the voice in your head lies. It says, rest today. Start tomorrow. One more day won't matter. And little by little, those small excuses become a life full of unfinished goals, broken promises, and regret. That's why hard times are important, because hard times reveal who is in control. You or your emotions. Anybody can move when they feel inspired. Anybody can work when they feel excited. Anybody can believe when everything is going well. But when life becomes heavy, when motivation disappears, when nobody is watching, that's when character is revealed. The storm doesn't create weakness, it exposes it. The storm doesn't create strength, it reveals it. And every difficult season carries the same question. Are you committed, or are you only motivated? Because commitment survives bad days. Commitment survives rejection. Commitment survives failure. Commitment survives loneliness. That's why discipline is freedom. Not because it's easy, because it doesn't depend on how you feel. The people who build extraordinary lives aren't the people who always feel motivated. They're the people who keep moving when motivation leaves. The people who continue when it's boring. The people who continue when it's painful. The people who continue when nobody believes. That's the philosophy. Strength isn't continuing because you feel good. Strength is continuing anyway. You stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop asking whether you feel like it. And you start moving anyway. That's the shift. The strongest people I know aren't fearless. They aren't always confident. They aren't always motivated. They're just committed. Committed to the person they're becoming. Committed to the promises they made to themselves. Committed to continuing when everything inside them wants to quit. That's real strength. Not winning every battle, refusing to surrender. I learned that growth isn't about giant leaps. It's about small victories repeated daily. Getting up when you want to stay down. Trying again after rejection. Trusting yourself after failure. Believing after disappointment. Showing up after heartbreak. Most people underestimate these moments. Those moments build character. And character builds destiny. One difficult day won't define you. One failure won't define you. One rejection won't define you. What defines you is what you do next. Do you stop? Or do you continue? Because every storm eventually ends. Every painful chapter eventually closes. Every difficult season eventually passes. But the person you become while enduring it stays forever. So don't waste your suffering. Use it. Let it sharpen you. Let it teach you. Let it transform you. Because one day, the same struggle that almost broke you will become the reason nobody can break you again. I have a challenge for you. For the next 7 days, keep moving, no matter how you feel. Tired? Move. Doubtful? Move. Unmotivated? Move. Heartbroken? Move. Not because it's easy, because that's how strength is built. Anyone can continue when life feels good. Very few can continue when life feels heavy. Become one of those people. Become the person who keeps their word. The person who keeps going. The person who refuses to quit. Because when motivation disappears, discipline takes over. And when discipline takes over, nothing can stop your growth. Remember this: the strongest version of you is not waiting on the other side of motivation. It's waiting on the other side of consistency. Strong people aren't strong because life is easy. They're strong because they decided to continue when giving up would have been easier.